Hey Scorpio, this is your look at the astrology of April 2021. My name is Katie Sweetman, and this is Empowering Astrology. So let's look at the astrology this month. It's Aries season. For you, Aries is your sign of health and wellness, work and projects. So for the most part, it's a very focused month. You're trying to get things done. To that point, how do you get organized? It's a lot of spring cleaning. I mean, I know it's spring here in the northern hemisphere, maybe fall cleaning, autumn cleaning in the southern hemisphere. But it's time to get your ducks in a row. And with Mars in Gemini, Mars sort of pointing the way, not just for Aries season, but pointing the way for you. You are what's called a Mars ruled sign. Mars is your planet. It's in Gemini for most of this month. And this means a couple of things. One, you're on the move, you're on the go. You're doing a lot of things. It's a little bit of a restless energy with Mars in Gemini. But Gemini is also Scorpio's eighth sign. Scorpio is the eighth sign of the zodiac. It's a little bit of some mental gymnastics for a moment, but it's just to show you that there's actually a connection between Gemini and Scorpio, two signs that in their own way is looking at the duality of life. So this is a month where you are digging deep into your shadow, your psyche, the parts of you that you don't normally look at. Even though you're a Scorpio, you're a card carrying, shadow searching, looking within sign. This season, it's deeper. This season, you're sort of looking at the connection between your physical life and your emotional life, sort of the somatic connection between the body and the soul and the psyche, and seeing where there's links. And so as much as Aries season is about projects and work, but it's also about taking care of yourself. And what do you need to do in order to take care of yourself? Because maybe a lot of big things or deep things are coming up for you right now. Things from the past, things that are sort of been tucked away in different corners of your psyche. But as you go into April, Mercury will go into Aries on April 3rd. So Mercury in Aries kind of kicks up the speed. We were sort of going along, fast with Aries season. Aries is typically a fast sign, but we had Mercury in Pisces. So it was a little bit of a drag, but that changes with Mercury in Aries, and all that sort of work and cleaning and organize and tidying and going through closets and getting things kind of on track. Now it sort of kicks into high gear. So get ready to move, Scorpio, and get ready to, take care of your health, your wellness, and also use your voice, as I clear my throat, because let's, be honest, Mercury, or rather Mars, is in Gemini, and Gemini is a sign of communication. So you possibly have a lot to say right now, and you possibly have a lot to say about some deep stuff. Scorpio, you do keep your cards close to the vest, but with Mars, there's a tendency to even reveal your own secrets, to get vulnerable, to talk to an intimate partner, or talk to a trusted confidant, or even talk to a therapist at this time. But, moving ahead, when we go to the Aries new moon on April 11th, this is sort of your personal yearly reset to sort of make some good intentions for your health and your wellness and how you take care of yourself. And there's a little bit of a story around choice and discernment with this full moon, and maybe needing to sort of, how do your choices impact your emotional health? How do your choices impact your physical health? How do you maybe self-sabotage or self-destruct? You, Scorpio, self-destruct? So with the energy of the new moon sort of making what's called a square to Pluto, let's not forget, Scorpio, that you have had Pluto for over a decade in your sign of voice and communication. So this is a time not just to find your voice, to find the power of your voice, but also to know the power of your choices. How are they impacting you? And as I said, Gemini, even though, you're Scorpio, you've got Mars in Gemini right now, it is a sign that it is about the duality of life. We have to make choices. Is it a left? Is it a right? Is it an up or a down? So there's a lot of movement this month, Scorpio, both in your day-to-day life, but also in your emotional and psychological life. And maybe sort of that traveling outward and also traveling inward. But then we go to the middle of the month. We go after that Aries new moon, and we go to Venus and Taurus on April 14th. Taurus is your relationship sign. I don't know if you know that, but Venus going into Taurus means that Venus is returning home. It's time to connect with people. It's time to focus on relationships. And I mean all relationships, not just romantic partnership. Do keep in mind that Uranus has been in this part of your chart for a few years at this point, and relationships have been getting a huge makeover, overhaul, and reinvention since 2018 and 2019. I know a lot of Scorpio risings that have had these new relationships come in that have been completely out of the blue or very different than the way things are in the past. Or maybe you're in a relationship right now and you're thinking, I don't know about the relationship I'm in. Well, sometimes even Venus coming into this part of the area of your chart makes you rethink things. You know, we will get into Taurus season on April 19th, same day that Sun goes into Taurus, Mercury goes into Taurus, and then it's a whole other ball game. So if the first half of this month, the first few weeks of this month are fast, we sort of naturally slow down. We focus on what matters. What do we need? Do we need stability? Do we need security? Do we need trust? Do we need grounding? And for you, there's an element of needing partnership and connection at the end of this month. But like I said, Uranus is there. So your whole relationship story, and I mean all relationships, not just romantic relationships, have been getting a big transformation over the past couple of years. Keep in mind what's going on in that part of your life. I think that when we get to the Scorpio full moon, Scorpio full moon on April 26th, and that full moon is going to put the spotlight not just on you, but it's going to put the spotlight on this story that has been unfolding since May of 2018 and March of 2019. And yes, it is the next sort of big, chapter in this ongoing story of you connecting to people in a radically different way. Scorpio typically has a lot of guard. And I think if there's any sort of wisdom to impart about this phase of your life that takes you into the middle part of this decade, is that some of that guard has to come down. If it's negative guard, meaning you are overly protective, you are overly keeping people out, and here comes Uranus, and here comes this full moon, because this full moon is trying to open you up, to get you vulnerable. At this point, Mars, your planet, will be in Cancer. Mars will go into Cancer on April 23rd, so there's a kind of a shift into the third week of April. And when it goes into Cancer, you may be feeling more emotional. It's more about home, family, making sure that you have everything you need to feel safe and secure, but also safe and secure not just on a physical level with all the planets happening in Taurus, but also on an emotional level. But that part of your chart does talk about faith, truth, meaning, and convictions. And you are sort of getting into a time where it's like, what do you stand for? And if this is stirring up things about relationships, then maybe you have to rethink or reevaluate how you are seeing things, what you are believing in, sort of the lens that you are looking at your relationships or the beliefs that you have kind of built for yourself over the however many years you've been on this planet. So a lot of things are shaking up this month. And I did mention voice earlier, and we can't forget that Pluto is turning retrograde on April 27th. Now, although I use what are called traditional rulers in astrology, which means that Mars is your planet, I know some of you think of Pluto as your planet. So there's something to be paying to pay attention when Pluto turns retrograde on April 27th. So when that happens, do keep in mind, like I said earlier, you are in a decade plus story of finding the power of your voice. You can't suppress yourself anymore. You have to sort of talk about what you need to talk about, and it could even be secrets, or even owning the authority of your voice, so that what you say, it has the full weight of you, has the full weight of your wisdom and your knowledge, and that people truly hear you. So that is your look at the astrology of April 2021. My name is Katie Sweetman. You can follow me online at empoweringastrology.com. I'm on Instagram, Empowering Astro, on Facebook, even Twitter too. And of course, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I hope to see you all next month. And you can also go to my website and book a one-on-one consultation with me. Until next month, take care. Bye.